We are all feeling gas pains this morning, the kind you get when you go to the pump and see those prices climbing by the day. And if that's not bad enough, along the northeast coastline, there are temporary shortages. Some pumps are dry. The AAA tracks these things and says the average price for a gallon of unleaded regular, the kind you pump yourself, is now $2.85 a gallon. But as you can see from the map here, plenty of folks are paying more than $3. And analysts say it's only going to get worse. Joining us now from Washington is John Townsend, manager of Public and Government Affairs for AAA. John, good to see you.
Good morning, Tony.
John, are we seeing real shortages here?
We're seeing shortages in several parts of the country, Delaware, Pennsylvania, and other parts of the country, as this part of the country makes a switch over from ethanol, to ethanol rather, and that's what's causing the situation, because many parts of the country are switching to a different blend of gasoline this time around.
John, they do this every year. I mean, don't we go through this switch every year?
Well, we do go through a spring switchover every year, but what's different this year is the switch to the ethanol blend, which was mandated or as a result of the energy bill from last year. And so gasoline now has an ethanol base, and you cannot ship it through the pipeline, and so you have to carry it by the truck wagon, and that's going to cause temporary shortages in several parts of the country, and that's what we're seeing. It's only a temporary situation. There should be no reason for panic. There's no reason for real concern or alarm. That's going to manifest itself for the next 2 or 3 weeks or so.
Okay, so are the shortages leading to the spike in prices?
No, that's only part and parcel of it. The real reason behind the sharp increase in prices may be speculation about what may happen tomorrow. In other words, you have this kind of chicken little attitude in the New York Mercantile Exchange, on the stock market, and investors and speculators are really driving up the price. So you see all of this money being poured into gas futures and crude oil futures, and so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy about higher prices. I saw someone on the network this morning talking about gasoline prices going to $3.50 or maybe $4, and that is reckless and irresponsible, and at the same time it's driving up prices. Yes. And so you have all these analysts out there saying the sky is falling in, the sky is falling in. It's the chicken little attitude. And it's scaring.
But John, you know what it sounds like? That sounds like there is a bit of manipulation going on here by all of the speculators you're talking about.
You are a very wise man, Tony, and that you're not too many dimensions removed from the truth. And that's what's so sad about this, because there's no natural disaster. Listen, the last time we saw these kind of prices was in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina and Hurricane Rita. But where is the natural disaster this time around? Where is the international crisis this time around? And a lot of this is borne not only by the high cost of crude, which is at $70 or above, but also because of speculators who keep driving up the prices by buying and telling their customers to go into gas futures and crude oil futures.
You know what's outrageous about that? You know, speculators, these are people who are sitting around talking about this.
Right.
They're just talking about, hey, guess what's going on in Nigeria? Hey, what's going on in the Ivory Coast? And the next thing you know, it impacts our prices. That's outrageous.
It is outrageous, and it's unconscionable too. And the American public is outraged about this. Let me tell you, we have zero tolerance for $3 gas. We saw that in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina and Rita, and you see that it's changing our lifestyle. That demand is down about 0.6% this time around. After the hurricanes, it was down 1.1%, and that's sending a shot across the bow. We're saying to politicians, we're saying to our political leaders that we can't stand it. Right. This is too much. It is intolerable. It is unconscionable.
Okay, John, what do we do? What do we do here? Are we changing? Should we change? Are there any indications that we're changing our driving habits?
There is solid indication that we are changing our driving habits. For example, one of the things that we can do to take the future into our hands and the situation into our hands is, number one, to drive a more energy efficient automobile. Most Americans, households, have more than one vehicle, so don't drive the SUV, don't drive the gas guzzler, as it were. Drive the most economic car that you have. Number two, consolidate all of your trips and plan ahead and keep your eyes peeled, because we've seen in the Washington metro area, as we've seen all across the country, there's a swing in prices, because from neighborhood to neighborhood the prices can vary, and you can save as much as 10 to 20 cents a gallon by shopping with your steering wheel.
And that feels outrageous. 10 to 20 cents difference from... That feels... All right, and what about vacations? Should we be thinking about, or is there any evidence that folks are thinking differently about their vacation plans?
We will know officially in a couple of weeks when we begin to do surveys on what Americans are going to do about Memorial Day. But we saw some indications of this last year as July 4th came and as Labor Day came, people began to take shorter trips. They did not compromise everything. They began to take advantage of 3-day holiday weekends, and we think we're going to see more of that. And you're going to see more people traveling on a tank of gas. So if you can make a day trip with a tank of gas, more people would do that. People, as I said a moment ago, have zero tolerance for $3 gasoline.
John Townsend is the manager of public and government affairs
Thank you,
for
sir.
AAA. John, good to see you. Good information. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.